What precisely happened this morning here at Marigot?
Well, this really wasn't for this morning alone. This thing started on Monday. And the first wind I got of it was that the people of the United Workers' Party, they thought that their leader and former leader, who had to appear at a court session in Roseau, that the bench warrant was sent out for them and that they were arrested. And that was a fake news. The bench warrant was already sent out, but they were not arrested. But that triggered a thing, and they used that as an excuse to block the roads and started burning debris and create that confusion. So this went on from Monday to today. And after it went on, for days, and a lot of the persons who were traveling, Dominicans coming in, they had to be crossing over debris, passing close to fire, passing in the river with their suitcases to get to the other side of the barricade so that they could get to where they were going. And on the other hand, people that were going out, like the Bishop of Roseau and the Cardinal, they had to go through a barrage of insults and real harassment to dragging their suitcase to get to the airport. So this went on, and a number of Labour Party people were terrorized in the process. One individual, Hempel Bertrand, he's now recovering from a stroke, and he's a senior citizen, and he was attacked. They said he had a knife, but who he is and his size and everything, he wasn't much of a threat. And they saw that, and they attacked him, and he got a broken rib and some fractured knee. So he's in the hospital at this moment. And a number of others got attacked, and it actually terrorized the Labour Party people in this constituency.
How do you respond to suggestions just now when we interviewed someone down the road, and they were saying that because this is a UWP stronghold, that the Dominica Labour Party does not really pay attention to this area? Like, for example, they got rid of the hospital and the doctor's office, and life is very difficult here, and the young people here need answers to electoral reform, and they're not getting them. So if you can briefly tell us, give some idea.
There was a bit of a neglect, but apart from that, the hospital situation, some of the several workers in the hospital, from the doctor down, they decided that the hospital had termites and everything, but you're responsible for a place, you run in the place, you manage in the place, and then the place all of a sudden have thing and you want to close it down. So they decided, they were the ones that precipitated that whole activity. Then from there, you talk about electoral reform. The government spent $6 million on putting together legislation and buying the equipment for electoral reform. Then an operative of the United Workers' Party placed an injunction. So the government couldn't go ahead with electoral reform because there was an injunction in the court to prevent that process from taking place. And the government themselves and the opposition, they never really showed any serious intent to deal with it at the time. But everybody have their own motives. But when the election was announced, the opposition said they were part of it, they were ready to go, they had their little concern. But it was just recently, in the height of the election campaign, that the whole question of electoral reform came up back. And
so when did this happen? When did we actually had this problem of
the injunction? The injunctions took place early last year. Yeah, early last year that happened. So it was amended. The legislation was amended, and after it was amended, this operative of the United Workers' Party still put an injunction, so there couldn't have been any debate and to complete the process.
On a totally different note, how do you feel about taking this seat this time?
Well, if we had not this time, we are much better off than we were at the last election.
Right.
But this is the cradle of the United Workers' Party, the opposition. This is where it was born, and this is where, so that is why they created all this problem there, and they really got the laborers scared in this constituency. We tried to have a meeting and I had to go collect people because they were scared. They were, they really were scared, and but they're coming up back now from this afternoon. So we expect, we're trying to drum up, give them enough courage to go.